making a run at it, aren't you? Rolling up a stake and going to Vegas.
Welcome to the #1 poker radio show in the world. This is the Mark Hoke Show.
The Mark Hoke Show.
1 full hour of poker news, entertainment, and lots of Sin City surprises. Now, let's bring on the host. Here is Mark Hoke.
And you are looking live here at the World Series of Poker 2016 edition. This is what a break looks like during the Millionaire Maker, everybody. You guys are on cam. Say hi to everybody. What's going on? It is a packed house today down here at the Rio, as all these people are here to try and win $1 million. It's pretty simple. So you can just see it's a mass of humanity out here in the hallways. It is crazy with all sorts of different type of players, from some of the top professionals in the game to your friends at home. And once again, you get an idea of how unbelievable it is here this afternoon. Kind of reminds me of about the same, like around the Colossus type size crowd. It is jam packed, unbelievable. And we're still waiting for entry numbers. We should be getting those pretty shortly to see where we matched up from last year. Of course, last year's Millionaire Maker, 7,275 entries in that one. I think we were just over 3 in Flight 1A, so we'll see where that ends up. It was 3,893, actually, 3983. So I would imagine we'll probably be breaking last year's number. But like I said, you can see on the camera right now, it is bedlam here at the World Series of Poker. But we have started to finally see some players drop out of this thing early on today. Last couple flights, just been watching the action here in the hallways and seeing who's popping out of the Brasilia room. There you see Robert Mizrachi just turning around there. Chris Moorman. Maybe you. Who knows? But like I said, it's quite the scene here this afternoon at the World Series of Poker. But I have a feeling we're going to be, good chance we're going to be breaking last year's number. We'll find out. There you see Martin. But TJ Schulman's here. Look at this guy. TJ, you want to come on the show and say hi? Let's get TJ Schulman on the show here. We'll switch the cameras there and get back to our side of things. You might need these headphones because it's pretty loud and crazy in here, sir. Let me move you over here just a little bit. Slide you in, get you set. TJ!
Yes, sir.
Holy cow! It's a little crazy in here.
Oh, my God. I got people flying.
There a little bit.
We got people flying through the rafters in here.
It is something. So what's it been like in there today?
Oh, it's a zoo. You have all different types of players that are in there, and a lot of diversity. Mm-hmm. A lot of first-timers and a lot of professionals. So it's a really good mix. It's good for poker.
How many people do you think entered this flight? I mean, they haven't posted any numbers on WSOP.com. What's it saying in there? They have a number up there?
No, they don't have a number up on the board, but they have people on top of tables in the kitchen.
Yeah. Yeah, it is amazing.
When they got to put a table in the kitchen for everybody to play, it can't be too bad for poker.
Yep. So how's your World Series going so far this year?
Grinding along, not too good in the multi-tables, but doing pretty good in the sit-and-goes. So offsetting it a little bit. But
yeah, they're good money in there.
Yeah.
Great values on those.
Awesome value. They have the 525s are just super valued, based on the rake and the return on investment. So it's really good for the players to, use them as bankroll builders if they want to. And they have them as low as like $100 and some odd.
Yeah.
So if a player needs to do a little bankroll building for later in the WSOP, come on down and, give the single tables a shot. Takes an hour and a half of your time, and you may have a buy-in for $1,500.
There you go. And also, you made some news recently, and I'm glad I got you on the show just to briefly talk about it. The situation at Hialeah where you managed to catch some crazy stuff going on at that poker room and blew the whistle and got some things cleaned up. Tell everybody briefly about that.
Yeah, well, basically what it was is things started looking a little hinky on the first day when it was a rebuy tournament, and every time you rebought, the floor put the money in his pocket. So as the floors were running around, they were just stuffing money in their pockets, and nobody was getting any receipts. Obviously, poker players, need receipts.
Yeah.
So right away, the ire was up, seeing what was going on, and then I came the next day, and there were approximately 1,000 entries on the board, and the price pool wasn't right based on the 1,000 entries that were supposed to be there. And I said, you guys are missing, 48K in money. And they go, no, we're not. Well, we're fine. I said, well, if you take this amount times the entry less the juice, it equals missing 48,000. So a few other professional players came along, and basically they said, hey, you guys got to do something. 3 minutes later, they come back, and they fix the chip counts in relation to the players to offset the numbers.
Wow.
So then we turn around and say, okay, now you have too many chips in play in relation to the amount of money that's in there. So you knew right away what was going on, and basically I said, listen, this is just not right, and you got to make it right. And they said, well, if you don't like it, go back to a competitor's casino. And I basically said, okay, if that's how you want to handle it. So I went to the gaming commission, and we had a long conversation. They said they would take care of it. I gave them all the information they wanted, and sure enough, they were just robbing the players blind.
Wow, that is something. But great job on that, because obviously we can't afford to have that kind of stuff going on in poker. It's completely unacceptable.
I mean, it's hard enough when people do the right thing, that the casinos themselves, people should feel safe when they go into a casino to play poker, and not have to worry that they have to be Rain Man to figure out what their prize pool is supposed to be.
Yep. So what was the fallout on all that, by the way?
We tried to make a settlement. The casino didn't want any wrongdoing, so basically for a $10,000 fine, they basically gave everybody in the poker room the opportunity to resign or get civil penalties and criminal charges. So everybody, of course, resigns.
Yeah.
So nothing happened to anybody. And then the general manager just took a $10,000 fine from gaming, and basically that's all they had to pay as a penalty, which is really, really sad for a casino making $6 million.
Wow. Well, at least you got him out of there.
Yeah, we did.
So not so bad. Well, now, of course, other stuff going on in the World Series here. I'll give you a shot at this. Your thoughts about Chris Ferguson showing up here last week and almost made a final table yesterday too. What are your thoughts about Chris Ferguson coming back?
Well, actually, one of my good friends took him out.
Yeah.
So it was bittersweet, I guess, if you want to call it. I'm not a grudge holder. I know what was done was wrong, so I'm not going to take a stance that he's right, he's wrong. Court said to do this. He paid what he had to pay. And basically, I'm not a mob seeker, so I don't believe in the mob philosophy. So people make mistakes, they get pardoned, and they have opportunities to move on with their lives. You don't have to like what they did. I'm just that type of person. I mean, he's good for poker, so if he's good for poker, it's good in general. But I'm not taking any sides in the right or wrongs, obviously. What was done was wrong, and we all agree to that. I know everyone's looking for more remorse. Guys just want to berate him. I just don't have that inside of me as a person. And we move on. You don't dwell on things that we can't change is not a positive attitude in the poker world.
Fair enough. Well, you were mentioning one of your friends took him out. That was Sean Shaw.
Sean Shaw, yeah.
And, you guys from Florida, of course, you're one of the guys from Florida up here.
Sure.
And have been doing really well. 3 guys on that final table for the 565 Hot Limit Omaha tournament.
The poker players call the final table Thunderdome. So everybody's in there like the movie Thunderdome. So, we dubbed it this morning Florida Dome.
Ooh.
So obviously 3 very, very tough players are at the final table trying to give a whack to their first bracelets. And they're all good guys. They would all, be good representatives to win and wear that bracelet in the PLO tournament.
Yeah, and Sean's leading that thing with 4 to go right now. So yeah, so pretty exciting stuff up there. Yeah, this is gonna be a terrific day here because we've got another tournament that's shaping up to be pretty good too. And we'll get into all that as we roll on here. But I want to I want to thank you for stopping in, TJ. I know you got to get
Anytime,
back to
bud.
the action here.
Go ahead.
Hey, win $1 million.
We'll try.
That'd be all right.
Thanks for having us out.
No problem.
Bye.
Good to see you, buddy. TJ Schulman, everybody. Of course, like I said, did the right thing. Took care of that situation at the Hialeah Poker Room. As you may have seen on the news, that's the man that did it, and want to commend him for getting the job done on that one. That was pretty impressive. Of course, we have a lot going on here at the WSOP on the tables as well. It's been a pretty exciting afternoon already, and we've got some big names, and actually the evening yesterday too. Just watching what's happening there. We're going to break down all the news for you a little bit. We're going to see possibly if anybody else can sneak on over here real quick while we're on break. Once again, we'll go back to the fan cam, take a look around, let you see all your friends, neighbors, fellow poker players, people throwing stuff in the trash can. Yeah, that's what they do around here. It's all right. But it is quite the sight here at the WSOP for sure. And if you've never been here, this is what happens when we're on break. You've heard us broadcasting in here for the past 4 years, and you've heard all the noise and all the time why it's so loud and crazy. Well, this is why. This is why you're finally getting a chance to see what it's really like in here on break time early in the tournament. Of course, we're getting ready for another tournament starting up at 3:00 today too, but it is just mayhem in here, and of course I'm getting a heart attack because guys keep jumping over my tripod over here. But no one's gotten it yet. It's a little bigger, more durable tripod, so people are, and we got the cone out there, so we're doing okay without having to rope the area off, which is a good thing. But once again, getting an idea. Well, you're getting an idea of a backpack right now, but some massive humanity here at the World Series today with the second flight of the Millionaire Maker. I know players that were coming in, flying in here just to play this tournament this weekend. I mean, it has been absolutely insane. And of course, we're on the Mark Hoke Show here. We're live at the WSOP. Want to thank you for being with us here on our Twitch TV channel. We certainly do appreciate it. Whoa, oh, geez. Guys, don't touch that, please. Wow. Okay, grabbing the handle of a camera. That's pretty stupid. Thank you. Oh, my God. Wow. But everybody's rolling in here, getting ready to, you can see they're headed back in towards the Brasilia room, getting ready to get back into action as this World Series of Poker rolls on here. Hard to believe, man. We are already up at event number 16 getting underway today. Of course, with the Millionaire Maker, we've also got the $10,000 Deuce 7 Draw Lowball Championship kicking off here pretty shortly in about 17 minutes or so. So we'll clear the road for everybody. I'm just having heart attacks right now because there's two guys that are just not quite leaving enough room for everybody to walk. So everybody's jumping over my tripod and scaring the hell out of me while I'm live on the air. It's not a good thing. Guys, please be careful. Please be careful there. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, my God. Let's get those guys out of the way. That'll help. All right. Perfect. Thank you. Well, once again, you can see this is the mayhem of the World Series of Poker. Absolutely. So, and by the way, had a Chance Corley's dog in here today in the stand earlier. That was kind of fun. Among many other things happened at the WSOP. Let's get back to, there we go, get our live shot. And as you can see, some jerk has messed my camera up. So I'm going to fix that real quick. Give me 1 second here. All right, that'll have to do for right now. But once again, we are going to, let's break down all the action. Of course, we are talking about that Pot Limit Omaha tournament. That is getting ready to wrap up today, and some terrific players on that final table. And we've also got Daniel Negreanu bracelet hunting again, and we'll try and take a look-see at all that for you here in just a second. Now let's go pull up our standings for you. Take a look. And we will head over. Actually, let's and we did have a couple bracelet winners yesterday too, so we'll start with those guys. First, event number 10, the $1,500 six-handed no-limit hold'em tournament. Mike Cordell out of Arkansas wins that championship. Cordell managed to knock off Pierre Neuville, I believe, in that one. Give me 1 second here. And a great win for him, as his mother passed away a week ago and now comes up winning a World Series of Poker bracelet. It's from Little Rock, Arkansas. It was his 5th WSOP cash, first final table. So a huge victory for Mike Cordell, and probably a very emotional one as well. I know he was picking up his bracelet today, but what a win for him in a very tough time in his life for sure. Event number 11, the $10,000 Dealer's Choice Six-Handed Championship goes to Jean Gaspard. Met him down in Florida, tough player. And he overcomes a final table there with William O'Neill, being O'Neill heads up. John Monette, Randy Ole also on that table. Sean Barnett's here. Yeah, come on in. Here, come on. We got one of the, and we're going to interrupt that for a second because we've got one of the top players on the PPC Poker Tour. Here, Sean Barnett. What's up, big man?
I'm just hanging out, man. Trying to stay away from the bad beats and the Millionaire Maker today, you know?
You're in a better mood today than the other day when I talked to you.
Took a bad beat yesterday. I'm trying to make a good run today. And so stay away from the bad beats and let's go.
What's it like in there? How's things playing?
It's pretty rough, but I think today's my day, so we're gonna make it shine. Go to tomorrow. See what happens.
That sounds like a plan, brother. And of course, you've had a ton of success on the PPC Poker Tour. Hoping to roll that up into here now, but you've really shown me that you're an incredibly talented player. I wouldn't be surprised to see you chasing a bracelet here.
I try to play a little bit. I got my first WSOP win a couple nights ago. It was a little tournament, but things are turning my way. I hope. We'll see. Millionaire Maker, here I come, baby.
There you go. Love to see it, man. That'd be fun.
Man. We're back from break. I got to run.
All right. Good to see you. Now we messed that up completely. We'll go pound. We'll go pound and shake. There you go. But yeah, Sean Barnett, of course, chop. Yeah, we'll see you in Aruba, too. Barnett chopped one of the PPC events and main events last year in Tampa Bay Downs, and has also won events on the tour as well. So good to see him. We've seen a lot of players from the PPC Poker Tour here making their stands and trying to bring home some World Series of Poker glory, and they've been playing well. So good to see Sean there as players rolling back in here, the last group. Sneaking into the Brazilian room, trying to get back in action here in the Millionaire Maker. But you could just see, a lot of excitement, a lot of thrills as these guys are looking to try and bring home that $1 million plus first prize as things roll on here at the WSOP. All right, back to our results yesterday. We were talking about Jean Gaspard winning his World Series of Poker bracelet. Beats out John Monette in third, Randy Ole in fourth. So Monette has a second and a third in this World Series, so as soon as we start seeing the Player of the Year standings, should be interesting. I would imagine John's going to be near the top of those for sure. Randy Ole should be in that mix as well early on. James Obst also finishing in 7th place in that one. Dan Smith in 9th, so pretty good group in that Event 11 $10,000 Dealer's Choice Six-Handed Championship. And then, of course, we get back to that pot limit Omaha tournament, event number 12, the 565, pulled in 2,483 entries. Great job there. And the mixed games numbers have almost all been up at this World Series. I think it did a great job grouping a lot of those tournaments together. Not that there's not more throughout the series, but they really put the focus on it this week, so a lot of your mixed game specialists had the chance to kind of come here and stay here and keep playing. And, of course, we mentioned a couple of these Florida guys were on that final table. Darryl Fish finished in 8th place. Adil Khan finished in 6th. And right now, once again, down to 4. And I'll tell you, Sean was excited, but he looked pretty confident. I saw him in the break right before, in the hallway right before this. They just had their break before this one. Shaw is leading the way, 4,800,000 chips, and Ryan LaPlante, another good friend of the show, is at 3.9 million. And I was just telling some of my friends as we were getting ready to go on the air, I was just lamenting the fact that I've got two guys that I really like playing for, possibly playing heads up for a World Series of Poker bracelet. It's going to be hard to pick which one to root for because, of course, both great guys, great players, and have been chasing a bracelet for a long time, especially Ryan LaPlante, who's been close a few times but hasn't quite been able to bring that bring that bracelet home. But we'll see if the Brainerd Minnesota native is the one to win that. It will be Sean Shaw, or we've still got Tesfaldet Tekli and Richard St. Peter in the hunt for that one as well. So still 4 to go. But right now, Shaw and LaPlante each have more chips than the other two players on the table. So we could be seeing one spectacular, and I'm going to tell you, a rowdy heads-up matchup, because if those two guys are playing in there, they're going to have a ton of support in this one for sure. So, man, that's going to be one of the most exciting heads-up matchups here at the World Series of Poker, if that happens. All right, and let's go to event number 13. And this is another interesting one, too. They are down to 11 in this one. They started the day off with 12, Matt Grapenthien, who has already finished second in a World Series of Poker event this series, and, of course, has a World Series of Poker bracelet. Denied Todd Brunson, I believe last year or the year before, is out. They are down to 11, and this is a pretty darn good group here, too. Alexei Makarov is... Oh, we're getting an update here. Alexei Makarov at 500,000 leads the way, but is not up by much. He is just holding off Daniel Weinman. And we know Dan, too, terrific player. We'd love to see him win a World Series Poker bracelet. He is at 490,000. Michael Gothi out of Belgium is at 465,000 in third. Sean Deeb is now in fourth place at 460,000. Rep Porter is in fifth at 330,000. David Benjamin at 310,000. Daniel Negreanu is taking a little bit of a hit down to, actually has managed to come back. He was in trouble, but he's at least up to 280, so still definitely in a playable position there. As at 280 in seventh place, Brendan Taylor's at 235. Valentin Vorniku at 120. And Usman Siddiqui from London, United Kingdom, is at 60,000. Max Cruz, actually that update just came in. Max Cruz was eliminated, so they're down to 10. So we're looking forward to shortly seeing the final table of that one, and what a final table that will be, with Sean Deeb, Rep Porter, David Benjamin, Daniel Negreanu, and then you have Makarov and Dan Weinman in there too. So that's going to be a fun one. Alexei Makarov, 8 World Series of Poker cashes, no bracelets, for $133,715 out of Moscow, Russia. So we'll see if Makarov can hold off that all-star crew, but Dan Weinman right there too. And I'm going to tell you, Dan is going to take that all in stride and play well, I guarantee it. So we'll see what happens on that one. But a terrific final table shaping up here at the World Series with the 7-card Raz. Event number 15. I think we're gonna go to that one first before we get to the Millionaire Maker. The $1,500 8-game mix. That one is down to 93 players, and right now Brandon Cantu out in front. One of the more controversial figures at the World Series of Poker, with Cantu at 140,000. He actually had about a 30,000 chip lead on the rest of the field when the day started, and he has managed to keep that spacing as he is ahead of Daniel Levy from Glen Iris, Austria. Levy at 110,000. Todd Bui at 90. Brant Hale at 79,100. Followed by Christopher Kruk, Tommy Coker, Sloppy Claude. Chris Klodnicki is in the hunt there as well, along with Benjamin Benoit, David Olson, and Hope Williams. Jason Somerville in 13th place in that tournament at 58,500. Jason Mercier still alive in there as well at 55. David O.D.B. Baker at 48. Anthony Zeno, Ben Yu, Elia Lesler, Barry Greenstein, Mike Lee among the others that are also still in the hunt in the $1,500 8-game mix 6-handed tournament. Kicking off here, like I said, just a couple minutes to $10,000 Deuce to 7 draw lowball championship. And boy, I'll tell you, with some of the names that are left in those other tournaments, there might be a few absent names that are going to be absent from that Deuce to 7 draw tournament. One being Dan Negreanu, who is a very good Deuce to 7 draw lowball player. So he may be bracelet hunting instead of hopping into that one. It's kind of one of those bittersweet things, because of course all these guys want to win the 10K tournaments, or the champion that are considered the championship events. But yeah, pretty exciting stuff. Now let's take a look at the Millionaire Maker. And first we'll hit you day 1A. Wrapped up yesterday, and Frank Rusnak is out in front. 3,088 entries into day 1A of that one. 505 was the unofficial count that got through, and Rusnak with 200,500 chips leading the way in that one. And let's get some of your other, let's see, some notables with six figures, according to WSOP.com. David Stefanski at 181, Max Silver 173.8, Apeshka De Silva 179.3, Daniel Needleman 141.4, Matt Berkey still in there at 99, Tom Marchese at 81.2, and Kate Hall at 64,000. So a lot of a lot of big names went down. A few world champions, including Jimmy Gold, Joe McKeon, Joe Hashem, did not get through yesterday. And let's take a look at those chip counts just so we can mention our usual top 10-ish on this one. So it's Rusnak, Dave Stefanski, De Silva, Max Silver at 173.8, Johan Gilbert at 172.4, Nicholas Goddard at 144.9, Needleman is at 142.1, Joey Wiseman at 136.9, Ben Volpe 128.2, and Mikio Aoki is at 121.7, rounding out your top 10 in that one. Jake Schwartz is right up there as well at 114. So we're running down, see if we've got any other notables towards the top of that group. Josh Pollock's at 96.9. Yeah, that's really about it for the top group of players in that one. So day 1A wrapped up on that. So all those players are going to still be alive to play for $1 million. And now let's take a look at, let's see if we can pull day 1B just to see what we got, any interesting results in here. Who's jumping out? Mark Skasewater. Yeah, we know him from PPC Poker Tour. Pretty good guy there. He's at 39.5. Sophia Lovegren listed at 38 right now. Matt Weber is at 38.58. Anthony Marr at 34.450. Kelly Minkin is in the house. She's at 28. Sasha Barassi listed at 28 right now. Alan Kessler's at 22.8. So Kessler's got a few chips anyway to get things rolling. But, of course, very early in this tournament. And, it's been interesting, though. We've heard a lot of people saying that the play has been pretty crazy, but the numbers are somewhat indicating otherwise. But, of course, we've been seeing a lot of players drop over these last couple levels, headed out of the Millionaire Maker. But you saw what kind of chaos it was in there. I think we're gonna break. I mean, just an instinct here. I think we're gonna break the 72-75, but could be wrong. We'll find out probably in a little bit when they release the final entry numbers and start getting that prize pool up there. Of course, that prize pool has been, first place has been over $1 million for this tournament every time. So couldn't imagine that this year is going to be any different in event number 16, the Millionaire Maker. All right, so let's take a break here, and we come back. We'll have more from the World Series of Poker. We'll see who's flying around, talk more WSOP news, and check around the circuit a little bit here. There's a lot going on here in Las Vegas. So stick around, everybody. We'll be right back here on the Mark Hoke Show. Thank you for joining us.
The PPC Poker Tour continues an incredible 2016 as Season 4 rolls on. June features 2 great events as we hit the Isle Casino in Pompano Beach, Florida, with a $110,000 guaranteed tournament, June 13th through the 16th, and a $200,000 guaranteed event at Foxwoods Resort Casino in Connecticut, June 24th through the 26th. And July features the PPC North America Championship at Tampa Bay Down, July 14th through the 24th, with a $100,000 guaranteed main event, plus other great stops at Naples, Fort Myers, Florida, and Ho-Chunk in Wisconsin. And of course, all roads lead to the PPC Aruba World Championship in November. For more information, go to ppcpokertour.com, ppcpokertour.com, and get in on the action. We are the Players Poker Championship Poker Tour. Your business and promotion will only go as far as your website will take you. That's why the Mark Hoke Show has only trusted one name for over 2 years, BlueRail.net. Whether you need custom website design and development packages or simply need a host for your website, Blue Rail is the only developer to turn to. It's time to discover the world-class personalized service only the Blue Rail team can provide. Visit us at BlueRail.net and call 520-822-5128 right now for your free consultation today. So get on board at BlueRail.net. How far do you want to go? You can't walk around the World Series of Poker without seeing someone wearing 3-Bet clothing. It's super comfortable and stylish, and their stuff looks amazing. The incredible team of pros who wear 3-Bet hats, hoodies, tees, and more are a who's who in poker. All-time greats like Phil Hellmuth, Jonathan Little, Doc Sands, Brian Rast, Jason Kuhn, Scott Clemens, Ben Tollerane, Jeff Gross, and of course Antonio Esfandiari are all proudly wearing the 3-Bet brand. They wear 3-Bet clothing because they know that being comfortable and feeling confident is crucial to winning on and off the tables. 3Bet.com has shipped thousands of orders worldwide, and with new lower prices, it's time for you to join the 3Bet team, just like the pros, and receive 10% off with the promo code RADIO. Make that right call and feel like a pro at 3Bet.com. Need to get the extra edge in your poker game but can't find the answers? Action Junkie Poker is your solution. The Junkies will train you to take your poker game to levels you never thought possible. Action Junkie Poker works together with you every day with one goal in mind: to help you win. Their unique Iron Sharpens Iron training method features 24/7 support, live on-site and group training, over 300 hours of coaching content, group chat, and a true family atmosphere, making sure you can't go wrong with Action Junkie Poker. Plus, they even have the gear to help you look the part as well. For more information on Action Junkie Poker, call 702-859-7676, 702-859-7676, and visit ActionJunkiePoker.com right now. We coach, we sell gear, we create game killers. Action Junkie Poker.
I know what you're thinking. Why would I need a voiceover production company? Does your company need a commercial for radio or television? Are you looking to do an audiobook or web presentation? Then you need a voiceover production company. Black Eagle Sound Design is home to some of the finest voice actors, producers, and engineers in the business. Log on now to besd.us and find out more. Black Eagle Sound Design will be there with you and your project every step of the way. On time, on target, and at a price you can afford. Visit us at besd.us.
Looking for an energy drink that can amp you up and get your body performing at its max capacity? The search is over. Stark Energy is here. This proprietary blend, including turmeric and glucosamine, is packed with inflammation fighters, and its unique formula will help you maximize your workouts and daily activities. Stark Energy's all-in-one blend will continue to provide energy while supplying a recovery element to a post-workout regime. It's all natural with 0 carbs and only 5 calories. Uses all-natural stevia sweetener and has less caffeine than a cup of coffee. So what are you waiting for? Visit StarkNoLimits.com/Mark Hoke Show right now. Try one today. Energize and punish the pain with Stark Energy.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Then follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show and like our Facebook page at The Mark Hoke Show for show news and outstanding poker content from around the world. Plus, enjoy the show anytime by subscribing to our podcasts on iTunes or at markhokeshow.podbean.com. We're even on your mobile phone at markhokeshow.podbean.com/mobile. Thanks for listening and being a part of The Mark Hoke Show.
Now, let's return to The Mark Hoke Show.
The Mark Hoke Show.
Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
Before I switch the camera off the fan cam, we have the super surprise of the World Series. I think this will be the second best interview that I could get.
Hey,
They're at the WSOP. Let's unveil the camera shot. Here we go. You ready? It's Raymond Davis.
found.
Yeah.
Found.
Oh, I'm so happy. What's going on?
Lost.
I'm sorry. You all
I've
right?
been Facebook banned.
Yes. Okay. So I'll tell you what. Let's just get right into that. What the hell happened? Because I have seen very few people who are just sitting there saying, "What the hell happened to Raymond Davis's Facebook? Where's Raymond Davis's Facebook? What happened to Raymond Davis? What's going on with Raymond Davis? Where's his Facebook page? What's going on?" Good Lord, it's ridiculous.
They gave me a month off.
Why? What happened?
I wrote a post on Howard Letter. Once Daniel wrote the apology letter and stuff for him, and I wrote a post for it, and they didn't like it. It could be harmful to him or whatever. There was no threat in it, no intention of threat or nothing like that. They just thought it was a bad post that could do a person harm, so they gave me a month off.
Wow.
I mean, that's what happens when you become a billionaire. You could become a dictator. Mark Zuckerberg is nothing more than a dictator. There is no freedom of speech. I mean, there's just make him money, and he, no matter what good you do for the world, who you are, he'll ban you. Poof.
That's ridiculous.
And these are the people he hire.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the same people that's like him, cut out in the same sheet as him.
Donald,
the people he hires.
Donald Trump will never allow that. Just so you know, Raymond.
No.
He won't let that happen.
I love Donald.
Well, speaking of Lederer and Ferguson, I'm sure you've got some opinions on this whole thing. Let's first talk about that apology letter from Howard Lederer that was on Daniel's site. Tell us a little bit about your thoughts on that thing. What did you think of it, and why did he do it?
It was crap. It wasn't sincere. It was just so he can walk into a poker room without being berated by everybody in the room. There was no sincerity to the letter. I mean, who would apologize 5 years after the fact? I mean, that's like if I did something wrong to you or something like that, I decide 5 years later I want to apologize. Mm-hmm. I mean, come on. I mean, you don't think your person of conscience would be bothered within 5 years to say something? So he thinks the coast is clear, and all the rats are coming out of the sinking ship.
Well, one thing.
Ferguson, all of them. They got all the money. Somebody asked, was money recovered? No, there was no money. He gave up a couple of cars. He gave up a couple of small bank accounts. I know the whole story and stuff like this. And then he kept $50 million.
Wow, that's unbelievable. Unbelievable. And one thing that struck me about, there were two things that struck me about the letter. Well, just first was that Daniel was actually put it up on his website.
Yeah, that was shocking.
Yeah, I mean, that really surprised me. I mean, obviously you said you were shocked by it. I mean,
well, I knew it was coming 8 months ago. I was at Mike Manisaw's house when I heard about Howard trying to get back into the poker world about 8 months ago, mm-hmm. And I was praying that it wasn't true and that he wasn't going to use Daniel to get him back in, but obviously he did. I don't know Daniel's reasoning behind it. I don't see no benefit to Daniel. No, nothing. Mm-hmm. I don't see any benefit to it.
Other than website hits.
I can only see. I mean, the guy Daniel got 800,000 followers, 400,000 followers on Twitter. I don't think it's beneficial for him as towards hits. I don't know what Daniel's motive was. I mean, I love Daniel. The guy did a million things for me. Basically brought me into poker and stuff like that. But I'm an outspoken person, and before I even put up the post on Howard, I texted Daniel and told him I would do it. I got the ultimate respect for Daniel, but I just can't side with him on that. And a lot of other players like Dan Shack, Brandon Cantu, a lot of other people can't. Noah Schwartz, all these people don't see it that way too. I can't think of too many players that saw it was a good idea for what Daniel did. Mm-hmm. And it is what it is. I'm not upset at Daniel. I just thought I didn't think it was good, or nothing like that. I'm never gonna, approach Daniel and say, hey, that was out of line or whatever, But hey, it's like he screwed up a hornet's nest. I mean, let sleeping dogs lie. I mean, if Howard wanted to come back, let him come back on his own. Why put out a letter helping him or whatever, you know?
Well,
So-
and, you know, one thing that in that letter that really struck me was, you know, he said, well, I was sitting at a wedding in 2014, so this is 3 years after
that's
the fact.
Ray Batar's wedding.
You know, and
That's Ray Batar's wedding,
yeah.
right?
And a friend of mine came up to me and said, you know, maybe it's about time you started getting a conscience about this,
Right.
You know, and I'm just sitting there, and you know, and apparently some magical epiphany came over Howard Lederer, you know, and said, oh, well, I'll apologize 2 years later,
Right.
You know, and I mean that just to me goes to show the arrogance that Lederer has shown in this whole thing. That it even took 3 years and somebody to say something to him to even think about feeling bad about this whole thing.
Yeah. I know Howard. I know him from way back, and his personality. He's not the type of person who would be sorry for anything he ever does. I can tell you, he's that type of individual. He has those type of characters. He's I forgot the word for it, but I mean, arrogant. I mean, he's pretty arrogant. He's pretty smug. He's always been pretty smug, self-centered. You know, he's not the type of person who would come out and sincerely be sorry. He's not sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I can 100% vouch. I 100% know he's not sorry. He's not sorry of anything that happened. The only thing he's sorry about is he got caught. You know, that it's over. Because if Black Friday didn't happen, they all be billionaires.
Yeah.
You know, but so when people say, well, Black Friday ruined poker and all this, well, Black Friday didn't ruin poker. Certain people ruined poker, and last, like when people talk about don't go to the Venetian, I don't recall Sheldon Addison stealing $600 million from anyone. You know, I don't recall me putting my money in a cage and it's not being safe.
Mm-hmm.
But I do recall Absolute Poker, Ultimate Poker,
Ultimate Bet, just so the Ultimate Poker
Bet.
guys don't get in trouble. Yeah.
And Full Tilt, and what was that other one that just closed? Bullshit site with that girl who was running it or whatever.
Oh, Lock.
Yeah, Lock Poker. I do recall these sites stealing millions and hundreds of millions of dollars from people. So I was a big online player. I would love for it to come back. I would love for it to be regulated in a regulated market and for it to be legit. But it's a product that's really damaged, and it's not damaged because it's online. It's damaged by the people who, you know, was doing online, the crooks who decided to use this platform to steal. And I don't think they should be welcomed back into our poker community. Obviously, I don't want nobody to go crack them in the head or nothing like that. I don't condone any violence on them, but I don't think they should be welcomed back.
So I'm assuming that you weren't too happy to see Chris Ferguson show up.
No. You saw cops around him the other day?
I heard about that. I was going to discuss that.
Incredible. It was like cops here. They had like cordoning off and all this type of stuff. They had a bomb squad out front.
Wow.
You know? So somebody was telling me there was possibly some credible threats against him or whatever, you know? So
yeah, and that's one thing that I was
mean-
concerned about him too. I mean, when I just saw him pop in here, you know, I mean, it's unannounced. I mean, I'm sure some people knew,
Right.
but man, you know, the security precautions have to be taken because there is so much anger and venom out there
Right.
towards him, and
Right.
for him to just not say anything and not give anybody a chance to really be prepared for his return, man, that's
yeah, just
pretty
come
damn
through-
dangerous
just come
and not
through the
smart.
door. Just come through the door, you know? Nothing happened. It's like these are people with no conscience, you know?
Well, let me ask you this, because I can tell you that I've had a lot of
Look,
players.
the world famous Twom Lee.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, Twom?
But a lot of players that I've spoken to that are in that generation of players have said, you know what, it's just time to let it go. You know, he's here, he's going to play, whatever. And some have actually, you know, said, hey, look, you know, I know Lane Flack put up a post on his Facebook page saying, you know, Chris Ferguson's good, and I've heard that a few times where people said he's a good person, got caught up in something, and you know, we should let this go. I mean, I'm very surprised at some of the support that he's gotten.
It's not just caught up in something. I mean, it's not like you just did something that hurt a certain number of people. You ruined online. You ruined, our chance to have online and stuff like that. You did a lot more damage than, I mean, where's the money? I mean, to me, they got away with one of the biggest robberies I ever saw. I mean, I know people that go to jail for life for stealing the candy bars, stuff like that, trying to feed their family. These guys stole $600 million, and they got away with it. So if you got away with something like that, why even bother to come in public?
Yeah.
I mean, why even bother to risk?
It's stunning.
Why risk your health? Why risk anything and put up with what you're going to have to put up with when you got all this money? Just leave the country, stay in your house. I mean, enjoy the rest of your life. Why come sit with the people you robbed?
Exactly. Exactly. And I didn't. Then the second day he was here, I did go up and I took a picture of him, sneaked one in. I introduced myself and gave him my card and said, if you want to do an interview, let me know, and walked away. As much as, I want, and this is something that people need to understand, as much as I would have loved to have sat there and said, why did you do this to these people? How can you walk in the door here again? Because I mean, I lost $40. So I mean, because I didn't keep much on there, but I've seen so many of my friends and people that I've grown to care about got their lives destroyed by this, and to see him in here and people are just kind of hanging out and talking to him, and he's still got a following. He's still got people that like the guy, which is amazing to me. I just don't get it.
Because a lot of people don't understand. I mean, it's not like the whole world was online. A lot of people don't understand, what he did. Obviously Ferguson wasn't the face of Black Friday. I mean, they tried to put it all on Ray Bertard, but we know Ray Bertard is about as smart as a 3-year-old. So I mean, to put it on Ray Bertard was the biggest joke ever. I mean, this guy couldn't tie up his shoe by himself, So it had to take somebody with brains, and the brains of that site, to me, was always Ferguson, Lederer, Seidel. Those were always the smart ones.
How did Seidel get out of this thing? Because I can tell you that people have said to me, have asked me that. How did Eric Seidel get out of this unscathed? And I don't know if he did anything or not. I have no information, but that's just some conversations that people have had with me.
More. Seidel was loved more.
And Ivy's name's come up too.
I was a close friend of Seidel's. I had a falling out with the Full Tilt pros long before Black Friday. And I called him a crook on a public forum. I mean, it was written up on the internet. The guy, I didn't know the guy was interviewing me, and I didn't know he was going to write it up. But I called them crooks. I said 2 years before Black Friday that they're stealing. And they didn't like it too much. They froze my account one time, tried to steal the money.
Wow.
And I just went to, Seidel and I said, in you guys' best interest, I think you guys should open my account.
Yeah.
And he told me I'm going to call Bubba, who's Howard. That's Howard's nickname is Bubba. I said, I don't care if you call Bubba, Michael Jackson chimpanzee, Hitler, anybody you call, my account better be open within 2 days. And sure enough, it was open. And they knew I was dead serious. You wasn't going to sit there and rob me. After that incident, we never been on good terms. I never been on good terms with them, none of them, because I basically knew that something was wrong. They closed my friend George Walker's account. This is a guy that lost 3,000 one session on, then he lost 4,000, then he lost 5,000. I was shipping him this money, he was losing it, and then they closed his account, and we asked why they accused him of cheating. The man lost 13,000 straight.
If you lose, you're probably not cheating.
Oh my God, 13,000.
Odds are pretty decent.
Yeah, his account was the Peterbilt. They closed it.
Wow. That's something.
Yeah, they. Let me tell you, they were.
We're on air right now, sir. I'm sorry. We're doing a show.
What do you want?
I don't know. I have no idea.
But you know, the thing is, they were hardcore crooks. I mean, they wasn't no.
Move in that mic a little closer, bro.
They wasn't no petty any crooks.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, they were. This was major theft.
Is there anything that Chris Ferguson could possibly do to get back into the good graces of the poker community in your eyes? Is there anything that he could do?
No. No, it's too much damage.
Even he walked in with $100 million and went back and went through accounts and said, "Here, I'm going to give you guys X amount of money and make a charitable." I mean, there's no way he could do it?
Neither one of them, Howard, him, So, I mean, I pros don't supposed to talk out against pros. That's something that's been said throughout the years. Mm-hmm. But I never believed in that. I believe in if you're wrong, you're wrong. I believe that the professionals of our industry have hurt poker more than they have helped it. I think they took the emphasis off of the little guys that play poker and that grind and that they're good and they go win a small event at the Commerce, or they win a small event at the Bike or whatever, and I don't think they get the recognition because of the simple fact is that everything's pushed towards high rollers. Every time you turn on the TV, you got to look at Jason Mercer, Daniel Negreanu. I mean, I like these guys. I have nothing against them. But every time it's the same Daniel Coleman, the same cast of characters. And I think America's being force-fed these guys because it's high roller. But what about these young guns that's great players too, that got personalities and that are way better players than these guys, and they get no recognition?
Yeah, I think one of the worst thing that happened with the ESPN coverage was that they stopped covering some of the other side events.
Right.
And it just went to straight the main event, the one drop, and that was it. And you don't get to see some of these other guys, other than a quick blip that they'll sneak in a broadcast and here's a picture of a bracelet winner.
I haven't watched a World Series episode since Sean Chacon and
Mike Madison.
Mike Madison episode. This was real.
That's
TV.
A long time ago.
This was real TV here.
Yeah.
Not every time you got to look at the same people over and over and over again, and they force feed it down Twitter. I mean, I don't want to look at Brian Rash play poker. Seriously. I mean, he's a great player, but he's boring. I mean, I don't want to watch him play poker. I want to watch Sean Chacon and Mike Madison and those guys play poker. I want to watch where they're getting at it and lives are being threatened and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
The game is down the street.
Yeah, that's the fun stuff, man.
And the funny part about this whole thing is that is what made poker famous on TV. Mm-hmm. The characters, the Phil Lacks and stuff like this. People want to see these guys, the Gus Hansen going nuts and all this type of stuff. Not these guys that look at you, raise you, and you re-raise them, and they look at you like for about 10 minutes with their mouth open.
Yeah.
It's
boring.
I mean, who wants to see it? I mean, that's why. I mean, Alan Kessler, he talks about the GPL. How the ratings are bad for that. What is that league?
The Global Poker League.
Yeah, whatever. Oh, look, Melissa Hyatt. Hi, the beautiful. So
the ladies can't get away enough of Raymond.
So, I mean, I haven't watched the episode of it because I couldn't fathom seeing these guys play heads up. Because it's a couple of personalities in the whole group. I mean, Daniel's a wonderful personality. He's a wonderful ambassador, but he cannot carry poker by himself. Mm-hmm. Although he does attempt to do it. Carry poker on his back by himself. He can't do it. You need personalities. And, I mean, it's just, even a guy like, and you know what's funny? How they accept to let Howard in and all this, and Howard and Chris and all these guys. But you take a guy like Min the Master, and he's been chastised for, 10 years or whatever?
At least.
And he gets no recognition for being a great player because they say he cheated. When did he ever get caught cheating? I mean, I heard about the fire in Foxwood. He had extra chips in his satellite chips or tournament chips in his thing. But when has he ever got caught cheated? But he got banished. He got banished from poker. I mean, it was like nobody would touch him.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're Howard Leder or Chris Ferguson, you're welcome to come back. Oh, we got to give them a break. Why? Why can't we give Min the Master a break?
Good point. Do you think Howard's going to show up?
Yeah.
Do you think he's going to be here this year?
Yeah, he'll crawl in, but he won't play like a no limit event. He'll play like a 10,000 or 50,000.
So no way in the main event.
No, he'll play amongst people who he knows that's not going to bother him.
Mm-hmm.
He's among his own. I mean, the people that play these 10,000s and 25,000s are the same people he played with 7-8 years ago.
Yeah.
They're not vicious, dangerous people. The dangerous people are the ones in that $500 Colossus and stuff like that.
Yeah, I got to say, I was surprised that Ferguson played that 565 tournament. That shocked me because I really thought that was the strategy he was going to take, that he was going to play, all the 10K events. But to see him in the 565 Omaha, that wouldn't caught me off guard, and he almost made the final table too.
Yeah, he went out 13.
Could you imagine what would have been going on up there in the Thunderdome if Ferguson's on that final table?
Yeah, they beefed up security.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I got my feelings. Some people don't like what I posted or whatever. I mean, I got like 200 likes or whatever. Maybe Facebook didn't like it. Some people don't like it. Maybe somebody called it in or whatever. Whatever. But I'm going to always voice my opinion. And, I'm not the perfect human. I make mistakes and stuff like that. And probably more than most people, And I'm human, and I apologize for things and stuff like that. But mine is sincere,
Right.
But there's no sincerity with Howard Leder. That whole letter. I mean, to know him, if you ever been around him, and if you know his personality and his character and who he is, for a simple fact that he would never apologize for anything. Mm-hmm. So that's how I feel about that issue.
Well, there you go. Well, one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about since you're here before I let you go is you have done so much charitable work, and people don't know that, maybe not know this about you, except if they they do follow you on social media,
right?
Which you'll be back someday pretty soon, I think.
Yeah.
But you've done so much work.
Look, Chuck.
That was funny. That was funny. But you've done so much charitable work for homeless children, and you really help a lot of kids out all the time, and you need to be commended for that. Tell everybody why that's so important to you.
Well, first off, I was a foster kid. I went to 8 different foster homes. I've been on my own since I was basically 16 now. So no close family around or nothing like that. And so when I think about the struggle I went through of not having a parent, not having somebody to care, not having a mentor, and then you see these underprivileged kids and stuff like that, it really touches me. I got every neighborhood kid comes over my house and want a sandwich or they want pizza or whatever they want. I get it for them. I love them. It's the same thing as the plight of the homeless. I mean, what bothers me is you take a guy like Mark Zuckerberg, and I'm not going to say Paul Allen, he helps a lot, but or Bill Gates, he helps Africa with water and all this type of stuff. But you take a guy like Mark Zuckerberg, who donated 99% of his wealth to people that don't need it.
Yeah.
These people are already smart and came from bright families. He wants to make the world an intellectual world. What about when he could donate 5% of his, maybe 5 or 10% of his wealth, and cure homelessness? That bothers me more than anything. When I go down to Las Vegas and Owens, like I go all the time, I was just there the other day, and passing out water and sandwiches and trying to help these people. That these people are laying up on the sidewalk in Vegas in tents, You know, some of them are mentally ill and stuff like that, and no one helps them. A lot of them are veterans, messed up, and it's amazing that we live in a country, and that's one of the only reasons why I kind of like Donald Trump's views, because he's talking about taking care of the people in our country first before we take care of people in other country, and I think that is brilliant. I think we should look after our own, get these veterans off the street, get these mentally disabled people off the street, get the homeless mothers and fathers off the street, and make the world a better place. So I try to do my part, and I don't try to push poker players, but I try to lead by example. And if somebody wants to help or whatever, like Noah Schwartz called me up the other day. Noah Schwartz was like, "Oh, Ray, I'm in Vegas. I want to help." And a lot of my friends, they want to help just because I do it, and they have so much love for me that they want to help. And it puts a smile on my face when people help people that need to be helped. Like say 2 mornings ago, I go into a McDonald's by my house, and it's this kid sitting there, and it's a bunch of people in the McDonald's, and the kid is sitting there with his school bags and all this type of stuff, and he just looks like he's sad. So I go up to the kid and say, "Are you hungry?" And he looks at me and shakes his head and says, "Yes." I said, "Whatever you want on that menu, you just get." And not only that, I went back to the table, I talked to him, I gave him my number, he told me his family situation, his father's not there, his mother's out of work, and this shouldn't happen. A kid shouldn't have to go to school without a meal in this country. Yeah. This is the greatest country in the world. We could take over any country. I mean, this is a superpower. Why are school kids, going to school with no food? Why are homeless women on the streets? Why are people on the street? People that served in the Army, I served in the Army, why are they on the streets with nowhere to go in this powerful country? I mean, listen to this. Our government bailed out the banks, bailed out the car industry, bailed out the home industry, anything else they could bail out, but they didn't bail out the homeless people, the people that need help. Yep. And now you go into a bank, they want to see this, they want to see that, they want to see this, they want your firstborn to get $1,000 loan. Yeah. And hey, this is the money that our government gave you.
Good point.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep, absolutely.
So that's something that really touches me when the kids that's suffering in this country, the homeless people that's on the streets and stuff like that. And I've been doing this for 20-something years, trying to help people in any spot I can, And Daniel's good at that. Daniel is really good at that. I mean, he's a great voice. I text him and he was like, I told him I'm taking these underprivileged kids to Wet n Wild, and Daniel was like, "What do you want? Whatever you need, right?" Yeah. I mean, when you talk about a guy that's humane and cares for people, you can't find nobody like Daniel. I mean, that's why I think Howard just got to him, because Daniel is such a sensitive, caring person. Howard just got to him somehow. Maybe it was a sob story because he used psychological warfare. He's a psychopath, probably. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's the right word, a psychopath, but he is nuts, Howard. So he figured out a way to get into Daniel's head or something, and Daniel feel pity for him or something like that. That's the only way I can think of it, because Daniel is such a loving and caring guy. People don't know what Daniel do, but I know what he do for how he goes to these schools, talks to these kids, helps these kids, and provide for so many people. He's not a selfish person at all. He never been. So from the day I met Daniel, he's had the biggest heart ever. So I couldn't bash Daniel. I just can't. But I question his opinion of what he did and stuff like that. But I can't bash him. I love the kid. I love kid poker, So
hey, make the T-shirt.
Huh?
Make the T-shirt.
No.
We're
not going that far.
Okay, fair enough. Well, Raymond, I know that everybody's looking forward to getting out of Facebook jail. We miss you on there terribly.
Yeah, a lot of people says not only do people miss me, instead of instead of me being on Facebook, now they just call me and text me.
Oh, perfect, which is just wonderful for you, I'm sure.
Yeah, all types of type. Look at that. Wow. Unbelievable. You see that, Mark?
I did.
My God.
I should have had the fan cam up on that. Wow.
She got my attention.
Yes, she did.
So people, instead of texting me, instead of Facebooking me, like the million messages, now they just call and text. All types of night. You know.
Good for you.
Not good for me. What do you mean, good for me? Look,
Perfect.
Bart Hansen, another star.
They're
all over the place.
He's all right.
Must be something big going on here.
10K coming up here, I think, started at 3 o'clock. I think it's 10K do 7, I believe.
Wow. Maybe I'll find 10K and get in that.
Well, they should.
No, I don't like 10K deuce to 7. I don't like no limit deuce to 7.
Which means you should be playing those, and you'll probably win a bracelet.
Yeah. Oh, congratulations to Prince. That was good to see him win. You know.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's great. Jean Gaspard. We've seen the success of Maurice Hawkins. Man, we're starting to see some.
The brothers are coming up.
See some great success with the African American players. That's exciting.
Maurice Hawkins is a beast.
Yes, he is.
I mean, that guy is the real deal. But see, you never hear about him because they're busy pushing these guys that he's 10 times better than.
I pushed him. I talk about him a lot.
On TV. You
I know.
You don't get to see the Maurice
Hawkins
on TV.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, you know? I want to see him on the field. I want to see a guy like this play. He got personality.
Oh, he'd be great for
Wouldn't he
television.
be great for TV?
Fantastic.
You know? But why can't guys like this, why can't they push it like this? Why can't Poker Central, who's owned by certain poker players, get some characters, some personalities on their set so we can watch instead of falling asleep?
Yeah. I'd love to see Maurice on some of these shows.
Yeah.
It'd be fantastic.
I mean, he'd be great. And get some better commentaries.
Hi.
Get Mark Hoke.
There you go.
Raymond Davis out there commentating.
Dude, I'm down.
You remember when me and Alan Kessler commentated at the World Series? I mean, it went crazy.
I know.
It went viral.
That's because they love the Odd Couple.
Yeah, it was crazy. Get some characters announcing this stuff.
I'm down with that. Not that I'm denigrating any of my cohorts because they do a great job.
Let's make poker exciting again.
Yeah.
I'm tired of falling asleep.
Start lighting some fires under the table,
Yeah.
Start shooting some stuff with people. Maybe dump a slime bucket here and there. That'd be fun.
Yeah, look at these two. Eva.
Uh-oh.
The poker couple. The power poker couple.
Yeah, there they are. They are something else. That's for sure.
You got to get them on the fan cam. I already said it. Eva, I can't mention yours. Evie.
And Jay Ogden's there too.
We can't mention
He's
him.
jockeying for favorite dealer already.
Most popular dealer, Andy Up Magazine.
On Andy Up Magazine, he is.
You'll win it.
I'm up by 3%.
We'll get you some votes.
Yeah,
you probably just got some votes. You just advertised.
You just did.
AndyUpMagazine.com/MPD.
See?
There you go. That's what you do. Got to promote yourself. Well, Raymond, I know you just you just bust a millie. Is that what happened?
Just bust a mill.
Well,
just bust a mill.
many other tournaments to go.
A lot,
And man,
long summer.
I'll tell you what. You're one of the people that I would just be thrilled to see win a World Series poker bracelet. You deserve it for everything that you do for the poker community. You really do.
Let it be the main event.
Perfect.
That's the one I want to win, the main
Oh,
event.
that would be unbelievable, wouldn't it? Oh, to have you getting that thing hyped up for 3 or 4 months. Oh, that would be fun.
But the World Series don't have the same appeal they used to me, because I think the bracelet's been diluted. With Europe and Asia and all this type of stuff, it doesn't have. I mean, when I first came up, my goal was to win a bracelet, win a bracelet, win a bracelet. But not so much. I still play because I'm very competitive, but. I mean, when you're giving away, 70 bracelets a year, I mean, come on. I mean, the only bracelet that I want to win, I mean, that would really give me some value is if I played the 50K horse or whatever. Look, Scott Vinner. Fucking world-famous Scott Vinner, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go.
Unfucking believable. If you need a music producer, there's the man. Look, no money. What did it say?
No more money in music, I think that's what it
Oh,
said.
yeah, no more money in music. Scott Vinner.
Perfect.
If anybody got an album you want to produce or something, that's your man. I'll give you his number.
There you go. Scott Vitter.
You got to call him. You got to promise to call him.
All right. We'll work on that one too.
Yeah, we gotta get Scott Ritter on the show. Chanko, all the stars are walking around.
Dragging them around, drag them in, Raymond.
Nick
That's what you do.
Cassavetes, all the movie stars and movie directors.
See, you know all these guys. I haven't met most of them, so yeah, you got to be my hookup here.
Yeah.
You got to be your hookup. I still haven't got James Woods on the show, by the way.
We ain't got Jimmy on?
I've never had James
Jimmy.
on. I said hi the other day.
Jimmy. Well, tell him you're my friend.
Okay.
Jimmy will come.
Okay.
Just tell him you're a friend of Raymond.
All right.
That would
Well,
be
he
the
knew
one.
that. He stopped here the one time
He
you were
knew
on the
that?
show a couple years ago. Remember that?
Well, we'll get Jimmy on.
All right, we'll get Jim on. That would be good.
Okay, Scott.
Hey.
I love you guys all. I'll be back on Facebook soon.
All right, Raymond, thank you so much for stopping
Anytime.
by. Everybody now knows what happened to Raymond Davis. We have solved the mystery here at the World Series of Poker. You got to love it. Thank you, Raymond. Wow. And I tell you, there's a lot of information in that interview. Woohoo. All right, we are going to step back and take one more commercial break, and we'll get back to wrapping this show up. That's the thing about these shows. Sometimes it's a little light on guests. Sometimes we go crazy, and sometimes we get Raymond Davis going off, which is fantastic. So let's switch back to the fan cam, and we'll be right back here on the Mark Hoke Show. Thank you for joining us. We're live at the World Series of Poker 2016. It's Scott Vitter. I had to get one in. All right, we'll be right back, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
With a WSOP coming up, you can now win a seat in the Colossus with a U-Stake Colossus seat giveaway. It's the dream of every poker player to play in the biggest events in the world or to have a piece of their favorite championship players. Now, with Ustake.com, that dream can become a reality. Ustake.com offers you a chance to put up staking packages for the events that you want to play or buy pieces of top professionals for as little as $20. Using a safe and secure payment and payout process, all transactions are done with full transparency, so you know where your investments are and that they're handled properly. And the best part is, anyone can participate at Ustake.com, from the amateur to the top poker pro. So what are you waiting for? Sign up for free at Ustake.com and get in on the exciting poker action now. Sign up now using promo code MarkHokeShow and get free entry to the Colossus seat giveaway. One entry for signing up and earn another entry when you back a player. It's sports staking, simple and secure. Ustake.com. If you're into sports cards and memorabilia, you have got to check out Brickus Breaks. Very much like a poker tourney, you buy into a break and have a shot to get autographed jerseys and sports cards. Score unbelievable collectibles in heart-stopping fashion from one of the most trusted names in poker, Josh Brickus.
Josh Brickus.
Use code WSOP for $5 off any group break in the store. Check it out at joshbrickus.com and follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Brickus Breaks. So don't wait. Make your sports collecting dreams come true today with Brickus Breaks. We've all had that incredible poker hand we wanted to tell our friends about. The Share My Pair app is how to do it. Share My Pair is new and improved with remarkably faster hand entry, streamlined app navigation, updated graphic, plus more flexibility in managing notifications. Just enter your hand information and instantly create an engaging poker hand animation that you can seamlessly post and share on Twitter and Facebook. Use Share My Pair to learn from top pro players Phil Hellmuth, Greg Raber, Jonathan Little, Faraz Jaka, and others who use the app to share their most interesting, instructional, and memorable hands. Get Share My Pair for free in the App Store and now in Google Play for Android. And visit sharemypair.com. Play it, post it, share it at sharemypair.com.
The WSOP is back again. Is your poker game better than it was last year? Here's two-time bracelet winner and lead instructor at thepokeracademy.com, Rhett Porter.
A simple way to really improve your tournament game is to get better at accumulating chips. When you have a healthier stack, it's easier to run deeper, it's easier to cash, it's easier to make the final table, and most importantly, you're going to win more money. We have a great free 8-part video series that will help you consistently build a bigger chip stack. We call it our Chips as Weapons series.
Get your free videos at thepokeracademy.com/Mark. That's thepokeracademy.com/Mark.
The heat is on. Whether you're in a major poker tournament, out on the golf course, sweating it up at the gym, or keeping the kids cool on a hot summer day, stay cool with a brand new Arctic Blue cooling towel, which is officially licensed by NASCAR. Just wet your reusable and durable Arctic Blue cooling towel in cold water, and you'll have instant cooling relief at your fingertips for up to 5 hours. It's lightweight and pliable, so you can keep it handy wherever you are. Plus, it's absorbent enough to make sure you and your clothes stay dry while you stay cool. So get the same cooling towel used by professional athletes, top sportsmen, poker players, EMTs, and the drivers of NASCAR today. Things are heating up everywhere, so don't wait. Visit ArcticBLU.com today. Enter the discount code MarkHokeShow and get an incredible 50% discount for all loyal listeners of the Mark Hoke Show. It's like the Arctic Blue Bear says, it's not cool to be hot, so pick up your Arctic Blue cooling towel today.
This is Jim Feist in fabulous Las Vegas. If you're serious about winning and getting armed with information, free stats, videos, and top plays at jimfeist.com, plus free picks daily. Just dial 1-888-294-1970. That's 1-888-294-1970, or text GAME to 25827, and we'll send you free plays right to your cell phone. Beat the books with the Vegas pros each and every day. 1-888-294-1970, or go to jimfeist.com.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Then follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show and like our Facebook page at The Mark Hoke Show for show news and outstanding poker content from around the world. Plus, enjoy the show anytime by subscribing to our podcasts on iTunes or at markhokeshow.podbean.com. We're even on your mobile phone at markhokeshow.podbean.com/mobile. Thanks for listening and being a part of The Mark Hoke Show.
The best in poker news, entertainment, and more. This is the Mark Hoke Show.
We are not done yet, kids. Oh, no. It's Saturday at the World Series of Poker. I may never go home, which is okay with me. I'm fine. Because when I get cream and jet in the house, my heart just goes pitter-patter a little bit. Oh. Why can't they clone you? I'm single again, you know.
Oh, yeah, I know about that.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah.
So you're single and ready to mingle.
Oh, I'm mingling.
You are?
I have been dating. I'm doing okay.
Good for you.
I found out I'm kind of popular. It's shocking, I know.
Good for you.
I know I look like a harmless little lovable fuzzball, but not so much.
Play the field.
I met a really nice girl right now. I'm doing all right.
Oh, good.
So.
Good.
Well, Karina, what's going on with you? How are you today?
Well, I just busted out of the Millionaire Maker.
So you're shitty. Yeah, a little. But you got a smile on your face.
Have a little sting to me. I mean, it wasn't like I was like close to the money or anything, but you know, it sucks because that tournament is like a lot of dead money, in my opinion. But, you know, you have to get lucky.
Yeah, you know, everybody's been telling me it's been playing pretty fast in there and, you know, a lot of crazy stuff happening.
Well, you know what the thing is? Like, you look around the room. I mean, not in this particular instance, but, like, when I played the Raz the other day, like, everybody's good. It's not like there's a lot of, like, crazy spots out there. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, this particular tournament, I think there's more dead money, but... You know, some tournaments, I mean, look at the Raz final table. Did you see the lineup?
It's crazy, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying. It's not like it's like easy pickings.
No doubt. Well, before we get into all the stuff that's going on with you, I got to ask you about this real quick. What was your reaction to seeing Chris Ferguson pop back in the door? I'm asking everybody, so don't feel bad.
You know what the thing is? It's like, you know, he's back. I don't know. I mean, you know, a lot of people think, you know, my friends think he should have said something, you know. It's his life, you know. He has to do what he, you know, everybody has to do what they need to do for themselves. And, you know, a matter of public opinion, obviously they think that he should have said something or had something to say before. And, you know, everybody has an opinion about the situation. I have probably a different opinion about the situation than most people because I don't feel like he, even though there was some wrongdoing, you know, he wasn't in on the day-to-day operations of the company.
Okay.
He kind of took the silent partner route. So is he one of the, I don't know. You know, they made mistakes. they made a lot of mistakes, and they got caught. So you have to move on, move forward. We have to move forward. We've all tried to move forward from this.
Do you think Howard's going to show?
It's a possibility. I don't know if he is. I mean, I've actually heard that people have publicly yelled at Chris and videotaped it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It's certainly put the World Series on its ear this year, that's for sure. And he almost made a final table over here too.
Really?
He was close. Yeah, in the 565 Omaha, he finished 13th. That
Wow.
would have been something to see, huh?
I don't know. I was at the final table when that guy made the final table of the ladies' event.
Yeah.
He was totally mocked and yelled at.
I was watching that live stream, and I still remember that. That's one of the most memorable things I've ever seen on a live stream. Was that guy getting completely destroyed by the crowd?
And
I
the
mean,
staff allowed it too, and it was very distracting for me because I was sitting next to him the whole tournament. So even though it wasn't directed at me, I felt the anger and the negativity, and it was uncomfortable for me to play.
Yeah. So, well, hopefully the WSOP staff will keep an eye on it and won't let it get too crazy. But I've been hearing about cops getting posted around, extra security, and I don't know.
I mean, it's a very, tough subject.
It is, for sure, and everybody's got different opinions on it, for sure.
Of course.
So, you, by the way, you're selling houses like crazy.
Yes,
I not only are you an incredible poker player, but apparently you're trying to get on one of these $1 million listing shows.
I know.
I mean, you'd be awesome on one of those too, by the way. So
I
tell
would
me a
love
little about
that.
the real estate and what's going on with you on that.
Well, after the fall of online poker, I always wanted to be a realtor. I mean, at least be in the real estate industry, and that kind of pushed me in that direction. I really actually love it and enjoy it. I've lived in Vegas for over 40 years, so I feel like I'm the biggest ambassador for Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
And I've really picked up on it and enjoy it, and I have a lot of clients, and I'm doing really well at it. And it's really nice to have that, kind of job in a way, and then be able to play poker, do both. I feel like I can do everything.
Yeah, the family seems to be doing great. Everything's going well.
Yeah, everything's going well. So
there is life away from those tables.
Yes, and that, is another thing too. Like for me, poker is so not family oriented, occupation. So like for me, going back to work and working during the day and being home with my kids at night is better for me.
Yeah.
So it's better for my kids and my family. So, and then I could still sneak away once in a while, like today,
Mm-hmm.
and play and enjoy. So, I actually enjoy playing poker better now that I have something to not always focus on. If that makes
And it's got to
any
be less
sense.
stressful too.
It is way
certainly.
less stressful. Way less stressful.
Very nice.
I'm ready to sell you a house, by the way.
We'll see. I'm getting there. I'm actually thinking about moving out of my apartment soon. And a friend of mine was talking about moving too. So, we'll talk.
Yeah, I
We'll
have a lot of good loan programs out there. You would be
You better
surprised
have
about.
you better have a damn good one for me. I'll tell you that. I just got divorced. Remember?
I'm very creative. Hey, that's my specialty, poker players.
All right, fair enough. I'll give you a shot.
All right.
You're one on my list for sure.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So you got a charity tournament coming up too with Brad Garrett.
Yes, I am helping Brad Garrett with his Maximum Hope Foundation. It actually helps families that have kids that are critically ill, or have what is the word I want to say? They're terminally ill, and they help their families with support. And that's really important because not only does the child need help, the family needs help too to give support to the child. So the Maximum Hope Foundation, Brad founded to help that foundation, and then he has the tournament every year, July 2nd. It's going to be this year at the MGM Grand Las Vegas at noon, and it's only a $250 buy-in, and the grand prize is $10K.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all. And you showed me on the flyer. What a deal with the rebuys. I mean, that I've never heard of that.
No,
that is
I've never heard
terrific.
of it either, and it's actually a great deal that if you prepay your 2 rebuys, you get a 3rd rebuy free.
Wow. That is awesome. Is there a website everybody can check that out, by the way? Or?
Yeah, you can go to the MaximumHopeFoundation.com.
All right.
And check it out. Or you can show up at the MGM. You know, Brad is actually, a great guy, a great ambassador for poker, and he's a lot of fun. And if you come down and tell me that you heard about his tournament from this cast, I will have Brad take a picture with you.
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That is awesome. And you're so great with your charitable endeavors too. I mean, the autism event was fantastic, and
thank you.
And it amazed me. I hadn't been to that one yet, and so I walk in the door and just so much work and effort. I mean, all the great raffle prizes and so many celebrities were there. How do you do that? How do you pull off something like that and do it so well?
Well, it's definitely a work in progress. I mean, we started that tournament, only had like a couple tables. So we've built that event, over the years, and it's really caught on, and I'm so happy and proud of that event. It does take a collaboration of many people. I don't want to take all the credit for sure, but we do collaborate, and we do a great job. I mean, we have such great sponsors too, which is hard to get in poker.
Yep.
So
tell me about it.
I feel very blessed to have that tournament build up the way it has.
Yeah, it was an awesome night for sure. I mean, I had a blast, and thank you for inviting me down. I really do appreciate it.
Of course. I love, the thing is, poker is such a selfish industry, with that, that's my way of giving back to the community and helping certain charities, because otherwise, how do you give back when you're playing poker all the time? It's hard to do that, right?
Absolutely. Well, it is so good to see you, and I don't want to. I appreciate some, but I don't want to keep you from your family though. Those kids are probably waiting for you.
No,
or are they?
I'm gonna jump.
You're free?
This is my poker day. I'm
gonna
go jump in a
you want to
freaking cash game right now.
Well,
I gotta blow off some steam.
Well, see now. Hopefully, I got you a little relaxed out here. You feeling good?
Yeah, I'm feeling much better.
See, my show is very therapeutic.
Yes, it is.
Everybody's all fired up,
to
and they sit
agree
down,
with
and
that.
like Raymond Davis came on. He's all good now. Even though he's still on
What's
Facebook.
the thing with him and Alan Kessler having like this bromance going?
Oh, I don't know. Those two are just. They need a sitcom.
Oh my gosh.
It would be so special. I know they're unreal, but yeah. But hey, I want to thank you for coming over, and send me information on the tournament, and we'll try and get you a little extra airtime on my show and make sure we promote
all
that
right,
out of it
thanks.
for you.
I appreciate that. Nice to see you, Mark.
It's always good to see you too, and of course real estate too. You guys,
call me.
And if you need a place to stay, can you still get them a place to stay if they need it?
We're pretty sold out, but for next year for the World Series, always contact me about places. I've booked a lot of poker players this year for temporary housing during the World Series.
Yeah.
For sure. That's my specialty, actually.
Well, there you go. So maybe not this year, but next year, give Karina a call. All right.
Right. Exactly.
Hey, good to see you.
Thank
you for coming in.
Thank you.
All right, there you go, Karina Jett, everybody. All sorts of great stuff and a great offer. Boy, you want to meet Brad Garrett? That's not bad. See, this is what we do here. We bring people together. Despite the tiny bit of hate out there, we bring people together. It's all good. Thank you, Karina. Appreciate it. Good luck in there. See, this is just too much fun. This is just too much fun. What a great show. What a great show. And, it's almost 4 o'clock. I'm almost wondering if we shouldn't, I'll hang around for a little bit. There's one thing I had to do because we just, this is just the way this goes sometimes. Because we have these guys just show up and you got to get them on. You can't say, I'm going to give my sponsors plugs before I put you on the show. No. We get the top superstars in the game right here on the Mark Hoke Show. Just want to remind you, just real fast, let's give you the sponsor deals here real quick. Ustake.com. Of course, you want to get a package posted on Ustake for the World Series or any other event from around the world. Just go on Ustake.com, where you can buy into some of the greatest players in the world as well for as little as $20. Get over there to Ustake.com. Brickus Breaks. Did you see Brickus was giving away autographed jerseys on his break show the other day? Like Vince Carter and all sorts of cool stuff, like UNC jerseys, like Vince Carter, not whatever team Vince is playing for this week. But you get $5 off your first break with the code WSOP. Just go to Josh Brickus, BRIKIS.com, and check out Brickus Breaks. We got our friends at Share My Pair. Download that app today. Really would appreciate that. All you got to do is punch in the information. It creates an animated hand video. They just finished an update on it, so there's all sorts of great new features. Easier to use. You're going to love it. Let's go to sharemypair.com or go on your phone and download that puppy today. Our good friends at the Poker Academy, Rhett Porter, last we saw, still alive in that Raz tournament. And yeah, we'll give you some updates on that before we get out of here. But check out thepokeracademy.com/Mark and get involved with the Poker Academy. I'm telling you, Rep has got some great videos up there. You're going to love it, and you're going to learn a lot, too. So check it out at thepokeracademy.com. Arctic Blue, the cooling towels. Holy buckets, 50% off those Arctic Blue cooling towels. I'm telling you guys, any athletic activities for the kids are great. I mean, I have a 7-year-old kid, and you take her outside. It gets hot out. You put it on her head for a little bit, because all you got to do is run in cold water. They stay cool for up to 5 hours. Massage therapists, EMTs, all sorts of people use Arctic Blue cooling towels. It is the official cooling towel of NASCAR. So check it out at arcticblu.com. 50% off with the code Mark Hoke Show. Good God, I can't do any better than that. Jim Feist, the #1 sports consultant in Las Vegas and around the world, and 46 years of experience with Jim Feist. If you deal with any other sports consultants, they were at some point are under the Jim Feist tree. It's kind of like the Bill Belichick, Bill Parcells coaching tree. Same kind of thing. But Jim Feist is going to help you win money, which is the difference. Free plays sent to your phone every day. Text GAME to 25827. That's GAME to 25827. We have our good friends at 3Bet Clothing. They've got our new promo shirts. I'm just waiting for the big guy shirts because I'm going to be wearing those on the air, but they are beautiful. And if you want one, stop down by the booth and just maybe I'll hook you up. Just say you've heard about the Mark Hoke Show. Of course, 3Bet's got a discount code as well. Radio gets you 10% off. And they got all new lower prices, a lot of new stock in there. So check it out at 3bet.com. The PPC Poker Tour is going to be rolling into the Isle Casino coming up here in a few days. And then, of course, we're going to be at Foxwoods. I actually am going to be taking a few days off to go out there and cover that event. That'll be it's 2 weeks away. And, of course, we've also got events coming up in, let's see, got to get these right. Oh, the PPC North America Championship in Tampa Bay Downs. Awesome event. You got another $100,000 guarantee. The Isle event's $110,000. The Foxwoods event's $200,000 guarantee. Plus, of course, it rolled up into all these great tour stops is a trips to Aruba for the PPC Aruba World Championship. And I'm telling you guys, it is sensational. I got to go last year for the first time, and what a great place, of course, and everything's right there by the beach, and they set the events up so it's, in the evening so you can go and have a great time. And you got a $500,000 guarantee main event along with a lot of other great tournaments too. So make sure you check that out at ppcpokertour.com. BlueRail.net. My, oh my, our website provider. They do a terrific job. Bob Lesk and the team are going to take care of you. Go to BlueRail.net. How far do you want to go? And speaking of going far, you got Action Junkie Poker. I'll tell you what, these guys, if you follow their students and their social media on Action Junkie Poker, you will see that all these guys do is win, 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 win. You can't go wrong with Action Junkie Poker. So go to actionjunkiepoker.com, and they also have some great gear too. So make sure you check it out. Check those guys out. Josh August and the team are unbelievable. Black Eagle Sound Design. You hear all these great commercials and the rejoiners and the openings. Most of those are done by John Lindquist, who is one of the primary voice talents at Black Eagle Sound Design. And you are going to be absolutely thrilled if you call them up. They do audiobooks, they do your voiceovers, they do anything that you need with him and his team. You're going to be thrilled to death. Go to blackeaglesounddesign.com and .net and say hi to those guys. Get them on board. Rates are great too. And of course, Stark Energy Drink. I forgot to grab a Stark Energy Drink over here. I need to drink one of these. I am running out of gas. I may have to dive into one tomorrow. Inflammation fighters, glucosamine, turmeric in there. It is and less caffeine than a cup of coffee, so it's actually pretty decent for you. And so stay off those gunky other ones and check out Stark Energy Drink. Go to starknolimits.com/Mark Hoke Show. You can buy some there. We have some down here at the booth as well. And of course, if you want to be a franchisee, because they're just getting things rolling a little bit. You can sign up on under at starknolimits.com/Mark Hoke Show, and man, you can help sell this stuff too and make a little money while you're drinking away. So it's not bad. So check it out at starknolimits.com/Mark Hoke Show. All right, looks like we've got another break in one of the tournaments coming. I'm going to switch over to the Yana fan cam, and we'll give you some results while that is going on. But just to give you an idea, once again, some of the players getting a breather in some of the other events that were happening today. And let's go back and take a look because, obviously we have some great showdowns going on here at the World Series of Poker this afternoon. And they are down to 3 now in the 565 Pot Limit Omaha tournament. And this one is going to be so hard for me because Ryan LaPlante and Sean Shaw are 1-2 at the moment. LaPlante at 5.9 million. Shaw is at 5.125 million. Tesfaldet Telke, and I feel bad for you, buddy, because you have no idea what you're in for with these two, is at 2.5 million. So still, he's one double up away from, taking one of those top 2 spots. But for most of this final table, it has been LaPlante and Shaw battling it out. And I got to tell you, it's going to break my heart to see one of those guys not win a bracelet because they are both 2 terrific guys. And, I'm telling you, if you're in the Rio or anywhere near it, come on down because you're going to see a terrific showdown with 2 players very, very hungry to win a World Series of Poker bracelet for sure. Let's take a look at the 7-card Raz. They're already down to 7 in there. That thing is moving quick, and a couple big names have bit the dust in that one. And look who is on top right now. Daniel Negreanu is leading the way in the $1,500 7-card Raz tournament. He is now up to $720,000, just out in front of the former chip leader Alexei Makarov, who's now at $680. Valentin Vorniku is at $445. Michael Gothi at $410. Rep Porter is still in at $360. Of course, he is of the PokerAcademy.com. Dan Wyman is there as well, $350. Brendan Taylor at $110. But Daniel Negreanu is in the hunt to try and win another World Series of Poker bracelet. Could be seeing some serious history here this afternoon. And I got to tell you, if you're here, it's going to be hard to go home. Andy Philachack is here, by the way. Look, get over here. You want to say hi to everybody real quick? I'll tell you what. The most relaxed player in the history of poker. I swear to God. Andy, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. Just busted the $1 million maker.
Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that, brother.
That's no big deal. It's just like a crapshoot, man. It just 90% of these players, man, is just like they have no clue.
That's and I almost think sometimes it's harder to play in a tournament like that than playing against if you were sitting at a table with 10 experienced pros, because you just never know what's going to come with these guys and what crazy stuff they're going to pull.
Yeah, it's crazy because any open-ended draw, they don't care what your stack size is. They're gonna call you down. You can't put anybody in their hands. It's just like you just playing blind. Basically, playing blind because you don't know what everybody's doing.
Yeah.
So it's really tough. You just got to get a lot of chips. Got to get lucky.
Yeah. Well, you ever since you had that runner-up finish here a couple years ago. Yeah. I've been seeing your name pop up more and more all over the place. What did that finish do for you in your poker career?
Man, I just won one in Choctaw like 3 months ago, first place at WSOP, so it got me a ring there. It makes you a little confidence, but with this kind of field, like 4,000 players and people just fly in for this kind of tournament, it's like, skills is not involved in the beginning of the tournament at all. It's all about flipping. And I got start with 7,500. I got it up to 28,000, and I had aces, and the guy called me with 3-4 off.
Off.
Pre-flop.
Oh, that's pre-flop.
Pre-flop called me, and he flopped open-ended. He bet. I bet out. He's all in. I call. He had 5-6. Flop 5-6 king, and ton of deuce, all in for like 50K pot.
Don't ever do that to him again, whoever you are, sir. That wasn't very nice.
Yeah.
Not nice at all.
Not nice at all.
Yeah, but you've been having such. But I'm really excited to see your career has been continuing to move forward, and congrats on the ring.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, and that had to be a sensational moment because I know what something like that meant to you.
Yeah. I mean, still trying to get a bracelet. I mean, I got second 3 times in the World Series. You know, I got a couple rings, but man, this bracelet thing is just haunting me. That's how I'm trying to play all these little ones. You know, I think the best odds in getting bracelets playing like the mixed game and you know, the bigger buy-ins. You know, but I like the 1500. We just gotta get some chips and get lucky.
Well, you know, and that's the big debate that a lot of players have when they've got that bankroll where they could play the 10Ks, but you know, do you go and play a smaller but stronger field, or do you go into a tournament like the Millionaire Maker and try and give it a shot and walk out with $1 million? You know, that's the age-old question for players when they come. You know, when the first couple times they come out here.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. You know, like even Phil Hellman, he plays everything. I saw Phil Hellman playing the 1500 yesterday, and then he'll bust that one. He'll jump into the 10K mix. So you know, you bracelet hunting. But I need to learn some mixed game. That's what I need to learn. You know, I only play the PLO and the Hold'em right now.
Get in that Raz, man.
Yeah, I gotta get in the Raz. I gotta read some books.
Because honestly, that's where I see a lot of players making those breakthrough wins is Raz.
Yeah, that's what it is. The Raz one. You know, like Prince Gaspar. He's been playing on. He just won a bracelet yesterday.
Yep.
And he's been knocking the door for a long time years. Now he knows every game. So, you know, now he has won. I think he won one with the Dealer's Choice, right?
Yeah, I believe that was
the Dealer's Choice. I'm pretty happy for him.
Nope, maybe there's a lesson learned on that.
That's right.
Now, the other thing that I know you for the most is, man, you are always getting a massage at the table. You are always, I swear to God, I never see you playing without getting a massage. What is up with that?
Man, my girlfriend it's weird that you mentioned that. My girlfriend yelled at me this morning. She's like, you know, I kept tabs on you. You spend $800 a day on massages. It's crazy, man. Average last year, I spent $800 a day on massages. And I just got done getting a massage. I just get bored, and I'm a chiropractor, you know that. So, you know, I like to feel good, and I figure, you know, sitting here might as well get a massage, and all these massage guys loves me, man.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
You know, I mean, I spend so much money on them, but I don't think of it as expense, you know. I play big blackjack and baccarat. What's $800, you know, a day?
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
Enjoy life.
Yeah, you betcha.
And your back feels better. You play better. You focus more.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Yeah, my neck's messed up. You want to do an adjustment on the air real quick?
Oh, sure, anytime, man.
All right. Well, Andy, hey, we wish you the best of luck. And I'll tell you what, I would love to see you get that bracelet, man.
Well, thanks, man.
It's going to come.
Thanks,
it's going to
man.
come someday. We know it.
I appreciate it, buddy.
Good to see you, my friend. Take care of yourself.
Thank you.
Andy Philachack, everybody. One of the great personalities in poker. More people need to get to know this guy. He is a blast to watch play. That is for sure. So there you go. See, this is what we do. We just keep the hits on coming. That is for sure. Anyway, I think we had just mentioned the 7-card Raz tournament real quick, and Makarov has retaken the lead in that. Still 7 players left, so he is now in front of Daniel Negreanu. He's up to 810,000. Negreanu at 630. Gathi at 410. Your top 3 in that one. So Negreanu now back to second place. The 15. Event 15, the $15 8-game mix, down to 70 players. Mark Berman is in front of that one at 150,000. Brandon Cantu has surrendered the lead for now, but he's still at 131,000. Todd Bui at 110. David Bach there at 105,000. Those are the players listed at the moment. Over 100,000 chips in that one. Event 16. Deuce 7 triple draw low ball right now. We have 34 entries in that. Sure, there'll be a lot more. Alex Luneau having a good World Series off the hot start at 101,000 chips. Ryan D'Angelo won a bracelet earlier in this event, and he gets a few chips up on the board at 63,000. Brunson 62. Max Cruz just coming off getting knocked off one final table, just hopping right back into a 10K. That's how they do it around here, kids. Darren Elias, Galen Hall, Mike Waddle, Anthony Zeno, James Oates, Stuart Ritter, Mike Leah in this tournament, Sir Watts, Frank Casella, Mike Matiso, who's fighting that back problem, but he is battling through it and trying to overcome the odds and win a World Series poker bracelet in that one as well. Bernard Lee, George Danzer, David Gray, Jesse Martin, Brian Hastings, Billy Baxter, and the chip burner, John Turner. He took a little bit of a hit, but he's pretty darn good. He'll probably find a way back in that. But that is your event 16. And Millionaire Maker still did not have the final entry count as of yet. Day 1B at the moment, listing Matthew Weber on top with 51,000, Hugo Perez, Anthony Marr, Mark Skasewater, and Joseph Iarusi. Your top 5 in that one, at least in the chip counts, of course, just getting notable, so probably not totally accurate in terms of where they are in the standings, but at least getting their names noticed on the big board. So that's where it is right now here at the 2016 World Series of Poker. And real quick, we'll take a look at the upcoming schedule for the next few days so you guys can plan your events out. And let's slide on down here to tomorrow. Sunday, event number 17, $1,000 No Limit Hold'em tournament going off on Sunday. 3-day tournament on that. That starts at 11 a.m., so we're back to the 11 a.m. start, thank God. Sunday, 3 p.m. is the $3,000 horse tournament. So you get 5, of course, the 5 variants. Limit Hold'em Omaha, high-low split 8, 7-card Raz, 7-card stud, 7-card high-low split 8. Always a fun tournament to play, and I'd like to play in one of those sometime. On Monday, we have the $1,000 pot limit Omaha coming up as event number 19 with the 11 a.m. start event. And then event number 20, at 3 p.m. is the 10K 7-card Raz Championship. So that should be pretty exciting as well. All right, and boy, I hope I didn't. Did I not switch the camera there for Andy? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I feel terrible. Oh yeah, we did. We were all right. And let's see. Then Tuesday we've got the $3,000 six-handed No Limit Hold'em tournament at 11. Tuesday's evening or afternoon tournament is the $1,500 No Limit. And Wednesday, $2,000 No Limit Hold'em at 11, and the $10,000 Horse Championship coming up at 3 p.m. on Wednesday. So an exciting week coming up here at the next few days of the World Series of Poker. And of course, this coming weekend is the Seniors Weekend, with the Seniors event kicking off on Friday, Super Seniors on Sunday, and the 10K Limit Hold'em Championship. So looking forward to some great stuff going on here at the World Series of Poker. All right, and I believe that is going to do it for us today. A nice hour and 45-minute show. We do appreciate everybody who tuned in. I want to thank all of our guests, Andy Philachack, Karina Jett, Raymond Davis, Sean Barnett, and TJ Schulman stopping in. We'll get this one up on the podcast as well. Make sure you follow the show at Mark Hoke Show, Facebook, The Mark Hoke Show. And, of course, we've got our podcast on iTunes and on markhokeshow.podbean.com. You can also get that mobile app, too, at markhokeshow.podbean.com/mobile. And you can have it right at your fingertips at the table. All right, and so on behalf of everybody here at the World Series of Poker, we want to thank you for joining us. We will see you tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Pacific time. Thank you for being with us. Have a great evening, and good luck to everybody here at the World Series of Poker.